we bridge the gaps of diversity and destroy ignorance before it destroys us. Today I have my lovely guest on, Holly on the left. Wave at us, Holly. And Tymme on my right. Hey, Tymme Leanne. The one that's not waving is Tymme. And basically this platform is the space for open hearts and minds to talk about diversity, to talk about things that are concerning us when it comes to diversity, or just something that's on our heart. And I know that Tymme has shared some things with me that she'd like to chat about. Perhaps Holly want to chime in and give some feedback as well, or anything that's on your heart. We'd love to hear it. But I've known Tymme for like 8 years or something.
That's a long
Feels
time.
like forever. You're definitely my sister, and you've looked out for me a lot when we lived in the same city, or not the same city, the same county. Now I'm in a different county than you. But I'm always grateful for the way that you were able to make sure I had a ride to church with Monica, or someone else, or just being a smiling face, feeding me when I'm hungry, and all kinds of blessings. So I just want to thank you publicly for that, for sure, because God is awesome in your life, and now you're hanging out with Holly. And I kind of see Holly's face in the shot here, and I know you guys are looking out for each other over there in the valley. So what I'm going to do is just ask you guys to...
Holly has spinal bifida, and I take care of her because we're kind of close together here,
And you're very close, spiritually and physically. Okay,
we're sisters.
You are sisters, and I love that God moved your heart to be basically like caretaking and things like that. So that's really awesome. So I'm gonna start with my questions. You guys kind of already said your name, but I'm gonna start with Holly. Holly, where are you from? Like, where were you born, and where do you currently reside? Where do you live now?
She was born and raised in the same place, girl. Tell them. Canoga and Canoga. I'm... Sorry. You can just stay right there, Holly. I'll go.
I love this shot. It's beautiful. Okay. Cameraman, camerawoman, Sydney. All right. What's up, Holly? Where are you from?
She was born and raised in the same place, girl. Tell them. I was born in California.
Yeah.
And in the valley. We're valley girls. Well, you're a valley girl. She's a valley girl.
She's a valley girl.
The Women's and Children's Hospital in LA.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for sharing. And then, Tymme, where are you from?
I am from Mondale, California, born in Inglewood, and now I'm a valley girl.
I don't know if y'all are valley girls. You don't say like enough.
Like, okay, like if you really want me to say like, I will. Okay.
Okay, now I believe you. And then, what ethnic group do you identify as, Holly?
What?
What ethnic group do you identify as?
Are you white, Black, Asian, African American? What color are you? White. Tell me the white. White. Sorry, Holly doesn't understand. What I mean?
It's fine. And Tymme,
how did you freeze on me?
Both of us froze on each other, but we'll keep going. What ethnic group do you identify as, Tymme?
I'm white Native American.
All right. And then, Holly, did you, if you don't mind sharing your age, how old are you?
I'm 35.
35. And then Tymme, if you don't mind sharing your age, your real age, please.
Okay, tell me when I'm 25 because every time I tell people my age, they decide to tell me stuff. So no one tells me stuff. I'm 47.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank y'all for introducing yourselves. Let me see. And then what's one of your talents? Either a secret talent or a special talent. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
You can hear me, just keep going.
LaQuisha?
Yeah, I can see y'all.
What did you say?
You're a talent.
What's up, girl?
What's your talent?
My talent?
Yeah.
Art. I'm an artist.
What about Holly?
What's your talent, huh? Writing? She likes to write and read.
Oh, cool. What do you like to write about?
What do you like to write about? Different stories. Do you like kids? Just tell them. They can't hear me say like writing about kids. Writing about kids.
Very cool. I love writing kids' books. I haven't written about kids too much, but that's really cool, Holly. Thank you, Tymme, for sharing as well. So I know that we're going to talk about Disney. We're talking about Disney today.
And
so, Tymme, what?
Tymme's arm's starting to hurt.
Okay. Praise the Lord. What did you want to talk about with Disney today, Tymme?
I don't understand Splash Mountain. I've been doing research on it, and I have mixed emotions because I had no idea it was racist, and I really liked Bro Rabbit, and I really liked the story, and I've been seeing bits and pieces of Song of the South, but I don't know much about it. But what I don't like is they changing it for the Princess and the Frog, and it's not the princess herself. I adore the princess, to be honest. It's just the movie's full of voodoo, and the way it was done, even the good guy had voodoo, and when she took slime out, you saw an eyeball. I don't know. I know they're redoing Snow White because it was too scary. I'm kind of worried if I go through that ride, what am I going to put in my soul? You know what I'm saying? What am I going to put in my spirit when I go through that ride? I just want them to make sure they do the princess right and make it about the princess and not like they did with Snow White, like, you know, the scary witch. You know, I'm glad they're changing it, to be honest, because I think it ruins the ride. That's why I like Royal Rabbit so much, because you saw he got into mischief, you saw he got into trouble, and I didn't like the fact you didn't see how he worked it out. But I like the fact you saw his consequences.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure whatever I'm writing in is edifying. Like Peter Pan, it's adorable. What other?
Now there are some people that would say most, if not all, Disney has witchcraft in it.
Yeah, it does. 99.100% does.
Not voodoo, but witchcraft, which is very, very cool.
But that's why I don't like Snow White, because that's what they focused on. Is the witchcraft, is the witch.
Yeah.
You know, and it used to focus just on Snow White and her morals and how she, you know, got out of a horrible situation. And I'm hoping if they do that with Splash Mountain, that they'll do the same thing with Tiana, because she's an awesome role model. And I just wish the movie was better, where it wasn't so dark.
Yeah, it's definitely dark. I almost left the theater when I was watching it. And I think one of my friends did leave the theater because it was it felt like we were practicing voodoo. Yeah. So,
and there were they could have gone. And that's what upset me, is this Louisiana. There was other ways they could have gone. I get making the bad guy like a voodoo. So many beautiful things in Louisiana that it's almost like it's a stereotype. This is voodoo in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I love that about them. They got good beans and rice. But, yeah, I mean, like, most Disney stuff has witchcraft, if not all. And so it sounds like, I mean, it looks like they just picked, and it just felt different because the scene was very lengthy and it felt very dark and heavy, like you're saying. I've never been to Disneyland, so I don't know, I don't have the attachment that you have to this ride. But I understand that if it's something ingrained in you, since you're from California, Southern California, and it's something that's been a part of your culture as a Californian, then it can be a little bit tough to be able to adjust to knowing what used to be a part of your life is not going to be a part of your life anymore. And I think a lot of people are having to make adjustments to what was familiar so that they can embrace rules that are changing. I know one of the stores, not Whole Foods, Trader Joe's has to change. They're changing all their questionable naming on their food products for different cultures of food in response to people's requests. So a lot of things are changing around us, and people are trying to deal with it the best way that they can. I know that I even heard that the ice cream truck song was racist. So I grew up listening to that song. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. But I mean, there is a lot of
racist things, and I'm actually really proud of Disney because I saw a YouTube on it, and they had some racist stuff in their old cartoons. So I'm really happy that they're taking that stand. And I'm really happy that they're changing things for good. You know, I just have a debate about what they're doing and how they're doing it spiritually.
Yeah, you don't like the voodoo. I get it. And I definitely could see them making that whole scene all over again in that ride, even though I've never been to Disneyland, I can imagine. But there's also, we were talking earlier about how if someone with your beautiful complexion says they don't like Princess Frog, which has a black lead character,
They racist.
Why would they call you a racist?
Because Tiana's black and it's the first black princess or African American. And I adore her. She's one of my favorite princesses. I just wish she wasn't in that movie because I don't even think it did her justice. I think the voodoo kind of hit her character.
Yeah.
For me, and I've seen the movie twice just to see what's up. But I'm tired of being called a racist because I'm white and I don't agree with something.
Yeah. And why is you don't agree that it's not because of your skin tone, but it's because of, what is it?
I'm white. My culture.
No, I think you said it was based off of your Christian beliefs. That's why you don't like certain things. But people will just stop at the part and get stuck there.
Right. It's my Christian belief. I don't like certain things because of my Christian beliefs. Certain movies because of my Christian beliefs. I won't listen to certain music because of my Christian beliefs. And I had friends actually, well, not even friends, but people just really get mean to me about it. I mean, I love Christian rap. You give me something edifying and builds me up, I will rock to it. But I don't want to listen to anything that's going to tear me down.
Sure.
And it's like, if I look really bad at a song and it's talking really bad about something, and I need to understand, you know, you stop being such a racist And they're talking about murdering people and raping women in the rap song. And I'm just thinking, that's not good. Mm-hmm. Give me Will Smith. Give me someone rapping something nice, but do not. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to listen to that stuff. I don't care what color you are or nationality. I don't want to listen to that.
You're not going to listen to Eminem either.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Heck no. Eminem's gross.
Yeah. So it is a lot of, I say discrimination, right? I think you used the term before of white discrimination. And maybe that's something that's overlooked, but that this platform is definitely here to talk about things like that, because sometimes people feel, targeted. I think that.
Again, Doll, what do you have to say?
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
I was just saying that there is a target on people, and because there's a lot of generalizing that's happening, I want to be able to present people individually so that people will be able to see that there's different kinds of people, but similar colors maybe that people are holding prejudice against, but the individual people may not hold the same standard of living that you're seeing on TV. And we're just doing our part on these diversity chats to use, one of the 7 mountains of influence called media to be able to represent people to people and show people, what, just because someone's black, they're not dangerous. Just because someone's white doesn't mean they're a racist, or whatever, the case may be for other cultures and ethnicities. I'm all for just connecting people to people and spreading God's love in the process. And is there anything else that's coming to mind, Tymme, that you feel like, or even Holly, that you guys want to talk about for diversity?
My friend Jean actually texted me how scared she is. She's a large white woman with cerebral palsy and in a wheelchair. One day we were sitting at the cafe eating, and she was pretty much crying because they were protesting around there. They weren't very nice to her. They really weren't letting her through. And they protest in her area a lot, and she's scared to come out her front door because she's kind of targeted. It's like they won't move out of her way. They're rude to her. And I guess it's like, I'm totally for the protest. She's in a motor wheelchair. I'm totally for the protest. Because Holly News, I don't know if I told you this, but Holly News was one of those people on the list that got shot. She used to go to church with them. What's his name? You know what I'm saying? It's the one in Georgia that got shot. Boys. Hi. Hi. We're so for the protest, and we wish we could walk with them. But I don't agree the violence, and I don't agree the underlying tone of the rudeness to people that are white, making them bow down, making them say sorry. And then especially when a handicapped woman's trying to cross the street or get through, that they're doing everything they can to get in her way, deliberately, to make her uncomfortable when she's trying to get somewhere. That's double discrimination, if you know what I mean. Because that's dangerous. If her chair talked over or something, she could have really gotten hurt. And that's the stuff I don't like. Let's do that for our nation and for our brothers and sisters. But let's also stand up to those that are using it to be cruel and to be heartless for no real reason. Am I making myself clear?
Well, I want to hear you clarify I think you used the term double prejudice or something like that.
She's in a wheelchair, and she's white, and they went out of her way to scare her They went out of her way to get in her way of the wheelchair. They wouldn't let her through. And it was almost like they wanted to ignore her, and they were deliberately blocking her. And she's in a group of people. They're surrounding her, and she's trying to cross the street. Mm-hmm. One, they wouldn't have been able to do that if she was in the wheelchair. Two, I don't think they would have done it if she was white, if she wasn't white. Because they were saying things too that were doing it.
Yeah, I'm curious if what you're saying is that for someone to have a problem with a prejudice against them, it's not constructive to then hold a prejudice against someone else. You're doing the same thing you don't like.
Exactly. It's like a white cop hurts someone, and I say, let's take him to court and put him in jail or whatever, because that's just wrong. And yeah, let's protest. Let's go on to tell people it's wrong. But because that white cop, that hello? Are you there? Because that white because that white person did that, I don't think they should have taken it out on my friend, because she didn't do anything. Do you understand? They surrounded her. They made her uncomfortable. They were yelling stuff that wasn't even Black Lives Matter. And they were doing everything they could to make her uncomfortable while trying to get through the crowd. I'm just glad nobody knocked her down.
I'm curious what you guys think about. And I
literally had to wait with her until they left.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you were there for her.
Yeah, but that's the stuff that bothers me. I'm totally for equal rights, but don't make it a hatred against hatred, because what is that going to solve?
Yeah, one of my favorite scriptures that in Romans 12:21, it says to not overcome evil, or to overcome evil rather with good. So what do you think about, like, from a Christian perspective, or biblical perspective, what's happening right now and how people are responding, like with your friend?
Scary. I'm going to pray for them, because the Bible says, love your enemies, bless those that curse you, do good to those that harm you, and pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. But as for what's going on, it's scary and it's dark. And I also know in the Word it says if we get on our knees and pray and humble ourselves, God will change a nation. So right now, I just think we're a land that is lost. We don't know the Lord anymore. We are almost like Sodom and Gomorrah, but we're not going to be punished by God, because I know the saints of God are on their knees praying, and we just got to pray and love. Respond in love. Respond in peace. Respond in kindness. Respond in ways that God gives you creative ideas to respond to. You know, it's like what I love about my old city, Van Nuys, is they ripped through it and they ruined that city. But then people came out and they were cleaning. My friend from my old building was on the news. They mistaked her as a criminal. I didn't like. But what I did like was she stood up for a gold place. She stood up for a place and didn't let people vandalize it. She stood up to the vandalizers. And there was a protester that would stand in front of a business and wouldn't let them, destroy that business. They responded like Martin Luther King did, in love, in peace, in joy, in kindness, without violence. And when people do that, there is a response. I mean, I like the fact people are kneeling, but who are you kneeling to? We should be kneeling to God and ask God for forgiveness. We should be kneeling to the Lord and ask the Lord to heal. We should be kneeling to Jesus and ask Jesus to come in. Though we should humble ourselves and love, it's still, who's our God? And that's what I see. What do you think, Holly? You take your medicine. Holly's my silent partner.
Holly, how do you feel like people can be nice to each other? How do you show nice?
The people that comes and picks people that is handicapped needs to be more nicer. Can you help me? One more.
We've had a few people leave us because of her disability. I mean, it didn't matter what race they were, they just left us or complained. After I took care of Jean, we were stuck somewhere in an empty parking lot for 3 hours. So I think what she's saying is people just should be kinder for one another and think of others before themselves.
Who left you? I mean, like, the people are... What? Because of the wheelchair or something?
Yeah. Lyft's left us, Uber's left us. I'm scared to go anywhere because every time we go somewhere, we get left.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Just, like 2 weeks ago, remember? We went to the bank.
Yeah.
And, then we called for a Lyft car to pick us up, to take us to, was it Target?
Yeah.
Target, and because my chair did not fit in the car, and we told the driver on the note on the phone that there would be 3 wheelchair. He just took Dad and left us.
A lot of that.
That's crazy.
I went to the bank one time. Yeah, I went to the bank one time. I have an African American who wants to attack me because he was handicapped, and I was like, "Hey." I was sitting in the car. When I got out, he apologized because I'm overweight and I put my oxygen. He's like, I had no idea. You know, I thought I was just somebody else. No, I just know what it's like to stand up and being uncomfortable. He's like, I am so sorry. And I go, it's okay. Then I asked him again, where'd you serve the war? And he said, Vietnam. I go, my dad does that. You know, my adopted dad's a veteran. And he's like, I am so sorry again. I'm just so used to people being mean. And I'm like, I get it. We're good. I appreciate your apology. You know, and he's like, thank you for offering me a seat. Telling me about the seats. And I'm like, you're welcome. Because I was more concerned with the fact he was going to stand in a hot line. He was elderly and on a cane. Hey, you want to do it. But they don't always let people know you could sit down in the bank and wait when you're disabled. So I was just trying to be a good neighbor. That's another thing. Try to be a good neighbor no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you did that. I definitely love that in this chat we can talk about diversity beyond color, because both you ladies deal with your different ability levels. That puts you in a category of diversity as well. Like you said, Holly, is it spinal? I can't even say the word. What is it?
She was born with spinal bifida because her dad was exposed to Agent Orange from Vietnam. No, he has a disability, but one of the side effects is spinal bifida in the child. She should have died 2 years ago.
I should have died 2 weeks after I was born.
That's the longest 2 weeks I've ever seen. She's 37 now.
35.
So 2 weeks. Praise the Lord. I'm glad you did that, Molly. I'm glad you're a fighter.
Well, there's one more thing I want to say is not to be afraid of people, no matter what color or nationality they are, because you can meet amazing people. See, there's one time I was lost going to a new church and I was scared and I didn't know what to do. And this strange woman got on the bus with these earphones. And she was strange and I liked it because she dressed strange. And I literally walked up to her and I went, "Do you know where this presence is?" You know, we became best friends that day. Do you remember that story, Lucretia?
I'm very grateful for our friendship. I did meet you on the bus, yes. Crocheting, we connected through crocheting Jesus. And then Tymme, what's you tell me your ability levels. You were telling me earlier that you were having a hard time getting.
I'm on oxygen because of a botched operation. Oh, because of
the learning part. Yeah.
I have a severe learning disability that I struggle with because I overcome it. And that's why when I first learned to crochet.
Yeah, I refuse to call you that though.
Just try to
talk to you that way.
I'm challenged, but I still can't crochet like everyone else. But you know what? I do it. Oh, I just read one of your friend's comments. Oh, so I still do it. I still do artwork. It's on my Facebook. It's collages. Mm-hmm. And it's very intense collages because I literally make a person out of the collage. I have bad oxygen and I'm overweight. I've always been overweight. I'm trying to lose weight. And that's hard in society, especially living in California. It's one of the reasons why I'm still single. You know that, right? I've had guys like...
I don't know your business. There's a show on Netflix coming up about people on the spectrum, which y'all aren't, but for people dealing with autism and other disabilities, I think, or learning abilities or whatever. I don't know the terms. It's politically correct, but they're finding love.
Oh no, I'm in my big butts getting out of in my way, girl.
Well, there's a song about big butts, and I think they said that they can't deny them.
African American. I think if I ever did date again, I would probably end up dating an African American guy because they're the ones that hit on me the most. So that way, I like my big butt.
Oh my goodness! And I'm exiting that conversation, slowly backing out of that room. Anyway,
I'm overweight.
I don't want to talk about it, but not much.
Seriously, I'm overweight.
Yeah.
And it's pointed out to me a lot. I've had people in the streets come up to me and judge me. I've had Christians tell me I don't have a good walk with God. And I'm like, why would you even say that? Well, because if you had a good walk with God, then you would lose the weight. And to me, that was really hurtful. You know, I'll joke around with it and I'll play around with it. And I do thank God for that song because it's one of the first songs that ever dealt with women that were heavy. And I think the most encouraging friends I've had are other ethnic groups. Like you. You know, you guys just bless me. You know, it's hard to be white in California and overweight. Because there's this stereotype that we all should look like the people on the bulletin boards. And I've had
Why don't you look like the Baywatch ladies? Isn't that in the California water that you're instantly come out looking like Baywatch, babe?
Okay, let me go to the beach during the coronavirus. Hopefully they don't arrest me for going to look like a beach girl.
Hey, do your thing. Then you can be on the news if they arrest you. You know, you make enough noise to become famous. Who knows?
Well, I am shrinking. I am getting smaller. I am working on it. Part of it was the tumors that stretched out my stomach because of the botched operation I had. And I'm working on it, you know?
Yeah.
But I've had friends tell me that guy won't date you because God wouldn't have it. You know, just mean, cruel stuff.
People say crap like that to everybody for anything. They'll say someone's too fat, someone's too skinny, someone's too short, someone is too this, too that. But the way I see you, whatever God made you, can never be to you, and there's somebody for you. There's someone for everybody.
I know. I believe that, and I'm waiting, and I'm trusting the Lord in that. I really am, but I guess that's just another thing that I have to deal with personally. A lot.
I appreciate you sharing that because it's your reality, and that's what I want to hear. We want to share your reality. We want to share your story of diversity, and we're gonna end our call here. But I'm gonna please have any encouragement for people regarding diversity. If you guys have any encouragement regarding diversity, share it following my closing, okay? So I'm going to say my closing here. I don't know if I'm frozen or y'all are frozen. So I'll wait. Wait a little.
We can't hear you, adorable. I'm just
So, like I was saying, I'm going to do my closing. And then if y'all have anything encouraging to say at the end or anything you want to say that we didn't talk about yet, please share it, okay? So, for tuning in the diversity chat where we destroy ignorance before it destroys us. And I want to thank my guests, Holly and Tymme Lynn over there, holding it down in the SFV, LA County in the Valley, Fake Valley Girls. Their beach bodies are in the closet. But anyway, do you guys want to have anything? Do you guys have anything to share?
Love one another. You know, in my vlog, I say we are one. Over you. Okay,
You're
ready,
one nation.
baby?
We're one nation.
We're one nation under God. And that's my encouraging word. And cuteness. She's in it with my favorite cat. One of my favorite kitties, Cuteness. Say hi, Frodo. Can you guys see him?
Frodo. And I don't see it yet, but I believe you that there's a cat there.
Do you see it? It's black. Go down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw Holly holding a black marshmallow.
That was Frodo.
All right, Frodo. Does Frodo or Holly have anything to share with us as we end our call here?
Not today.
That's right. Not today, Satan. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. And like my mama said on here, we all have insecurities and we don't need others to lower our self-esteem. I hope everybody has a blessed rest of the day, evening, or night. We'll see you in the next diversity chat.
Thanks, Mama.
Bye.